What's going on, guys? Gino checking back in for another video today. In a minute I'm about to head to the gym and do a lower body workout, and I'll obviously take you guys along with me. Just had a quick meal on the bed right here. Sweet life. So what I had was a container of Greek yogurt with cherry flavor, a couple of rice cakes. I had about 3 of these plain rice cakes, which I dipped onto the Greek yogurt, and then 2 barbecue flavored rice cakes. Had about 20 grams of these almonds right here. But if you're wondering what I eat on a normal daily basis, I highly recommend you to check out my last full day of eating, since I go more in depth on every single thing that I eat and the guidelines of the diet that I'm currently following. Alright, so had that, had the pre-workout meal, and I'm about to head to the gym. Now I actually feel a kind of cold coming up. I have a kind of sore throat, so I'm gonna play it safe. I'm still gonna do my programming on the compound lifts, but I'm not going to be going overly intense on the accessory movements, and simply do what I have to do and get back home. So without further ado, time to the gym. Since all my shaker bottles are actually in the washing machine, I'm gonna make my pre-workout drink very messy. Some flavored creatine and some citrulline malate. I'm guessing everything is going to be going next to the bottle. Yeah, there it goes. The fact that I don't have a funnel actually makes this even more complicated, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. And of course you can always just scoop it all together and put it in your drink like this. I'm so creative sometimes. And of course you can't go wrong with some flavored creatine. The scoop is a bit smaller, so it's actually a little bit easier to get it in without spilling it all over the place. And it's go time. So since a lot of you requested me to go a little bit more in depth on my reverse pyramid training programming at the moment, I decided to kind of commentate over this particular squat workout and go over my progression and how I tackle everything that you guys need to know if you want to do it yourself. So this is actually the first squat workout of the second training cycle that I'm currently doing. Now I finished my training cycle the last time, which was actually like 2 weeks ago before my deload week, at 172.5 kilograms for a top set of 4 reps. Now, as you know, my target is 3 to 5 reps, and I'm only upping the weight once I've reached that 5 rep threshold, or goal for that matter. So I've based my current 5 rep training max on the squat to 170 kilograms, which is actually the same as the last training cycle. That means that the squat hasn't gone up in total, but all of the other compound movements, so the bench press, the overhead press and the deadlift, have gone up 2.5 kilograms up to 5 kilograms depending on which compound you're looking at, but they have all increased in weight. So what I've then done is, based on my 5 rep max, I've calculated my estimated 1 rep max, and that puts me at a starting point of 85% of my estimated 1 rep max, and that's going to be my top set of 3 to 5. And then for the second set I drop 10% in weight for the first workout as a sort of set point for my training cycle, and then the third set is another decrease in 10%, which I'll go up in reps. So the first set is 3 to 5 reps, the second set is 5 to 8 reps, and the third set is 8 to 10 reps. So as the weight goes down, the reps increase, so the intensity is still up there. So even though I ended my training cycle at 172.5 kilograms, I squatted 162.5 kilograms this particular squat workout as my top set. And the reason behind that is, as you progress through your training cycle, it is the goal to increase your strength. And if you've just done a deload week and you immediately try to jump back to the weight that you were doing at the end of your training cycle, when you're actually at your strongest, which is what you will build up to during your training program, you'll notice that the weight will feel even heavier, simply because you're not used to that weight and you haven't built enough strength to actually perform that weight with proper form and a proper enough RPE to actually go up in weight the next workout. So it's my ultimate goal to slowly but surely, during the training cycle, during the training programming, increase in weight and reach the goal rep ranges, which are 5, 8 and 10 repetitions. And for the next meal I have another bowl of frozen fruit, 250 grams of mixed frozen berries, another container of Greek yogurt with cherry flavor, and an apple to change it up. Alright guys, so it's the next day, and as I told you guys yesterday, I wasn't going to be doing the normal amount of volume that I normally do on my lower body workout, simply because I felt the cold coming up. And speaking from experience, if I push myself way too hard in the workout, I'll wake up feeling even worse. So I can safely say that I feel even better the next day, so I can officially be called the slayer of the cold. Anyways, so today's a rest day. I have a couple of things planned today though. First of all, I have a personal training session with a client of mine. I'm going to be guiding him through a pool workout. Furthermore, I'm going to be working on the training program that I'm still going to be releasing. Man, I am a perfectionist. I've talked about this on my Instagram story yesterday. I always think that I can make it better, implement more information, so I always postpone the moment that I'm actually going to be releasing it. But to be honest, I have to pull my head out of my ass and simply just bring it out to you guys, because it's already at like around 30 pages or something, like filled pages. So I guess you could call it a good trait, but also a bad trait, since it allows me to work on things really well and wait until everything is like close to perfect, or at least in my own definition, before I release it. But it also means that releasing it can take a lot of time. Alright guys, I'm actually on the way to the gym right now to film some exercises for my new informative video going over the delts and how to grow them effectively and optimally. So I asked my girlfriend, while she's done with her workout, to film some exercise for me. So thank you so much, baby. And on the way to the gym.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we are done again. Thank you to my beautiful girlfriend Romy for taking the time to film some exercise with me, so that I have plenty of content to put on the YouTubes. So done right now. Actually had a rest day like I said, but since I had to film some exercises for the tubes, actually did a quite nice little workout today. So for some reason, this little fella always wants to climb in the car as soon as I arrive home. Oh, look at this dude. No, 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 no. Hey, hey, you crazy. But I love you. And there we are again. So like I said, this is the first week after my deload week, and that means that my weights, or the weights that I'm using, are lighter than where I ended my last training cycle. And like I touched on in the commentary, if you jump back to the weight that you were using at the end of your training cycle, straight away after your deload, you're gonna run into some issues. And that is simply because your strength is not at the level where it was when you were ending or at the end of your training cycle. Strength and muscle mass will be built in increments, just as you have to increase the weight in increments while utilizing progressive overload on your training. The same goes for the amount of strength that you do build and the muscle mass that you build when you're doing a training program. So where I end my training program, the weight that I'm using at the end of my training program, is where I'm going to be basing the first working weight of my training programming after my deload. I'll take an example of an exercise that actually went up in weight during the training program, and that is the bench press. The 5 rep max that I based my training program on for the last training cycle was 120 kilograms, which I could do for 5 reps maximally. By filling it in the calculator that I made, which will program my entire workouts, it put my starting weight for the training program at 115 kilograms if I'm not mistaken. So I built up in weight during the training program and I ended at 122.5 kilograms for a top set of 5. So that is my new 5 rep max that I can now base my entire new training program on. So that means that this training cycle I started my bench at 117.5 kilograms, which means that's a 2.5 kilogram increase, which means that I've made some gains and I got stronger. So it's basically a line like this, right? So you start your training cycle right here, then you slowly build up in strength during the 8 or however many weeks your training program lasts duration. Then you take a deload and you start slightly bit higher again. And if you do that for longer periods of time, or actually for a consistent amount of time, you will build your strength effectively instead of constantly testing your strength, which is actually a very different thing. You can of course test your strength, which means that you will constantly be doing 2 rep maxes or 1 rep maxes in the gym, which is a lot of fun, but it's not optimal if you want to actually increase your strength, which you will do in a gradual linear fashion. Then take a deload and build it up again. Alright, and that is all for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to smash the like button because it really helps out the channel grow. Comment down below and subscribe to the channel for so much more content coming really soon. Like I mentioned, the how to grow your delts video will be coming soon as well, since I have all the footage. And peace out, guys. See you in the next one.